Ah, hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers. Welcome to a new Doctor Who review for today. So, as you can tell, yes, I am wearing my Peter Davison cosplay. I do have the coat here next to me. It's a bit too hot in me studio, so I thought I'd take the coat off so I can do this review in my nice little studio. So, what is this review going to be about? Since I am dressed as Peter Davison, you know this review is on a Peter Davison story. So, this story I'm going to be reviewing was written by Robert Holmes and it was directed by Graham Harper. And this story is known as one of the best stories out of Peter Davison's run. It is The Caves of Androzani. So, I'm going to show you quickly what do I own of Caves of Androzani, because it is a fantastic story. So I own the original DVD version and the special edition version of this story. Now, Caves of Androzani, I'm just going to pop up here. Wow, from here, so you can see. There you go. Now, Caves of Androzani is my favourite Peter Davison story of all time. I absolutely love this. It's one of the best ones out. It's definitely out there with Peter Davison, with Earthshock, The Visitation, The Five Doctors, and Resurrection of Daleks. It's definitely up there. And I really think Peter Davison does go out with a big, massive bang in his era. It is absolutely magnificent. I really love it. So, of course, we are in the middle of Androzani Minor, where the Doctor and Perry find themselves in the middle of a drug war. The drug is called spectrotoxemia. Now, if this drug enters fears into your body, it can kill you straight away. It just kills you. It makes you have spasms. It makes you have cramps, until it does lead up to your death. Now, the Doctor and Perry do get themselves infected by this. Now, the Doctor spends half of this episode being like prisoner. He ends up being captured by General Jack and his army. And then he's rescued by Sinister Jack and his army of androids. Sirius Jack makes two android copies of the Doctor and Perry, and he plots them there to fake their own deaths. Now, spectrotoxemia has no cure, but it does have a cure. They think on the planet nobody knows about the cure, where the Doctor finds out there is a cure from Stanzi, who is basically Sirius Jack's prisoner in this. And he tells him the only cure is the milk from a queen bat. Yeah, the Doctor has to go down later on in this episode story to go and get the milk from the queen bat and give it to his companion, where he triggers his regeneration, basically, later on. Now, before I get into all that and talk about the way regeneration is, the effects and everything, I just wanted to jot down a few things I've actually written down. As I said, this story is from season 21. It is the 6th story from season 21. Now, this story was actually broadcast between the 8th of March to the 16th of March, 1984. Peter Davison does go out for bang in this. Now, all of the cast are absolutely spot on in this. The cast are amazing. I absolutely do like Stotzi, because Stotzi is working for Morgus, who wants to, like, Morgus is in the part, he's the big businessman. He wants to rule and rule. He's ruling 5 planets. He's like ruling 5 planets at a time, and yeah, he's a big of a dick. He literally goes and kills the Predator because he thinks the Doctor is working for the President, when in fact the Doctor isn't. And then he finds out there was somebody working against him, which is his assistant, and that he's not happy because he's lost, even though Stotzi ends up laughing. Now, Stotzi as a character isn't a very nice character. I mean, for one of his men, when they said they want to get up and go and want half the money, he pulls a knife on one of them and shoves a pill in his mouth. And he goes, "This can kill you in 10 seconds flat." Again, when you see the Doctor, like, running out of the Sirius Jack base, and he's there with Stancy and, of course, Perry. Now, Perry is seriously ill at this point because of the spectrotoxemia. They end up being attacked by an android, and the Doctor gets knocked out, in a way, and carries Perry all the way back to General Travak's base, where there's a robot copy of Stancy working with the General, who's actually working for, you know who. He's actually working for Jack. Now, Jack is bent on revenge on Morgus in this story because Morgus has done something to him really, really badly, which has melted half his face off and stuff. So Jack basically wants revenge on them. Now, of course, in this story, you have the Doctor on the spaceship with Stotzi and his crew, taking the Doctor to back to the planet Androzani Minor. No, sorry, Androzani Minor. So anyway, as I was saying, so the Doctor basically waits for Stotzi to leave, and he says he's going to bed, and he breaks out of the handcuffs by using a laser, and after he literally gets his hands and break it up that way, but with the laser. And then, of course, he's on the spaceship. And then when you have Stancy, like, smashing the door and he's telling the Doctor to get off, he goes, "Why? I kill you if you don't." Not a very persuasive argument unless you start, unless you're about to anyway. Unless, of course, I'll give it a three. Unless, of course, I can find the antidote. I owe it to my friend I'm trying to save because I got her into this. So you see, I'm not going to let you stop me now. Doctor, please. And then you have that face and that cliffhanger. I just absolutely love what David goes, like that. I really like the way Davison does that. And I really like the way this story just pans out. It's absolutely brilliant story. And it's literally spread out in 4 episodes. And it's just one great story all the way through. So then, of course, when the Doctor does get back to Androzani Minor, he's being chased by 2 of Strozzi's men. But they run off like little babies when it happens to be a mud burst going on. So the Doctor ends up getting back to the cave where everything's going off. You've got General Chavak's men basically being dying because of the army of androids that have gone around killing them. And the army do lose in the story. Jack loses as well because he loses his life. And the whole base just blows up because meanwhile all that's going on, the Doctor basically just get back into Jax's base. Jax is there like stunned that the Doctor's back. And he goes, "Doctor, the only cure." And the Doctor goes down to the area of the base where you kind of have the Doctor trying to go and get the milk from the Queen Bat. But he literally has, because he's a Time Lord, he can store a lot of air in his lungs. So he does end up not needing air for several times, but he does try and risk saves Perry by getting the cure, which is bat's milk. But in the meanwhile, when the Doctor goes back to pick up Perry, Jack is dead, holding on to the android copy of Stalavine, as well as Morgus is dead because Jack finally got to kill him, and Statsy, who basically shot Jack, ends up getting shot by the robot copy of Stancy himself. So they all end up dying. Everybody in this story completely ends up dying. Everybody does. Apart from the Doctor and Perry, because when Perry is like at death's door, the Doctor carries her from out of the cave across Androzani up to the TARDIS, open the TARDIS door, get into the TARDIS, gives Perry the bat's milk, collapses on the TARDIS floor by saying, "Is this death?" And then you have that wicked speech with the Doctor talking to Perry, saying, "Doctor." And he goes, "Ah, Perry, I see Professor Jackage knew his stuff. Good old Jackage. Jackage, you got the bat's milk? Contains an natty vessel, I believe. What happened? What? Where's the bat's milk?" Finished. And then, of course, he goes, "I might regenerate. I don't know. Feels different this time." And then the regeneration effect is absolutely amazing because I don't know how they did it for a program in the 80s, but they got it absolutely spot on. They got it amazing and everything. It's just absolutely brilliantly. And then he regenerates into Colin Baker, and Colin Baker's lines is, you have Perry going, "Doctor, you're expecting someone else? That's 3 eyes and 1 breath. Evil to stickle with you, young lady. What happened?" "Change, my dear. Seems not a moment too soon." And then that's Colin Baker's first line. Now, the case of Androzani, for me, is 100% Doctor Who at its best. Well, I should say it's 1000% Doctor Who at its best. It is a mega amazing story. It definitely deserves its reputation because I've got for everybody I talk to on Facebook, everybody loves the story, and it's basically up there with Genesis of the Daleks and the 3 Doctors. It's just a magnificent Doctor Who story. Doctor Who at its best at 1000%. Davison goes out with a bang. Now, Davison has Terminator said in the DVD Ultimate tracks in this, if they had more stories like the case of Androzani, he would not have left. He would have stayed in the role for another year. But I really think Davison is what the one Doctor people don't really like and stuff, but I don't understand why, because his Doctor is practically a great Doctor. He has a great regeneration story. He has a great first story, which is Castrovalva. Now, the stories that I really love from Peter Davison's run is literally Castrovalva, The Visitation, Earthshock, The Five Doctors, Resurrection of Daleks, and of course, The Caves of Androzani. He's got 6 amazing stories I really enjoy. The rest of them I do enjoy, but not as much as these 6. I do like Peter Davison's portrayal as the Doctor. So, this is my review on Doctor Who, The Caves of Androzani. What is your favourite part of Doctor Who, The Caves of Androzani? What do you owe Doctor Who, The Caves of Androzani on? Do you owe the 2 DVD copies of me? Do you owe it on VHS? Or do you owe it on Target Novel Book? Let me know. Please do like, subscribe and share. And join me for more Doctor Who content videos. Have a great day. And carry on being magnificent subscribers and magnificent viewers.